Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about this weird glitch that you can see on my grass in this very short Unreal Engine sequence. I did this 3D animation for a couple of hours yesterday and I faced this glitch and I kinda left it for the end to see how am I going to fix it, and I was like maybe some other guys are also gonna face the same issue, so let's show a quick fix and how to actually do something like this. So the whole animation was finished, and like I said, you can see the glitches of the I believe this is a shadow glitch. That's what I first thought, but I was not exactly sure how to solve it. What I did first was turning off the the sunlight. Of course you can't see anything, and I added some other light. For example, I added spotlight, thinking that this could possibly solve the issue, and maybe the issue was in the type of light that I was using. And I was of course wrong, because as you can see, let's bring this up. As you can see, the issue, the glitch is still there. So I was back to directional light, and the only thing that I found here was if we go to unlit, you can actually see there is no more glitching. So the only thing that came into my mind was that, as you can see here, the foliage in Unreal Engine usually has the wind. So this is gonna be a trade-off, sort of. Let me also show you what exact grass I used. I've scattered this using cloner. It's a grass clumps that you can probably still find on Fab. I think I took this from the quick sell, and the fix is quite easy. We have to open up the material. First, I thought that I can play with these wind settings, and put wind to all the zeros and see, if the foliage is going to change. But no, the wind is still kind of affecting our light, and it's producing these weird shadows that are typical for something like this. So open up the main parent material, and here we actually need to break this link where you can see enable grass wind is going to world position offset. Break this link, apply and save, and now as you can see, of course, the glitch is gone. It's pretty easy, but like I said, the trade-off for this scene and any scene where you have to do this is that you are no longer gonna have the grass weaving on the wind. But for this scene in particular, I didn't even needed the grass to move, so that's not a big issue for me. And the only thing that I would advise you, that if you did this, don't don't forget what you did. So yeah, you have broke the link that's going from here. In case you need it, you just need to pull it like this back into world position offset, and you're good to go. Now, just a quick breakdown of how I made this quick scene. I wanted to have a large sphere, just so I can place some material on it that is going to act like a ground. So the sphere is like 15, 15, 15. Location is not super important, and I've used the cloner, of course. Now I'm gonna go through the settings. I only used one of these grass clumps. The reason behind is that it's producing already a pretty decent result. As you can see, I was able to animate it the way I wanted it, and also I feel like using multiple of them, it would be too difficult for my GPU. So yeah, I was happy with this one. Now the settings for the cloner. Let's see. you need to make sure that the location of this cloner is the same as you can see the location of the sphere, because they need to sit at the very same position. And here are the settings. Now of course the radius, let me just see, you can see the radius here dictates how far from the center of the sphere the grass is actually being scattered or cloned, however. So it was something like 74. You just gotta make sure you are putting it right here on the surface. The ratio is also pretty useful. This number is pretty useful because for this scene I only needed the top of the sphere. Let's go to my camera. You can see I only needed top of this sphere to have the grass on it, and for my GPU not to crash the Unreal Engine, it was pretty good that I could scatter the grass only on the top of it, and the ratio is the number where it's, you know, where you control this. If you go to 1, the whole sphere of course is gonna have the grass on itself, and the number was something like 0.11. The count is not hugely important. I use 700 because it produced the best result for me. This also depends on your preferences, the size of the sphere or the surface that you are using, and how dense you want this grass to be. Also, to achieve the grass is sitting normal to this surface, I wasn't able to use any other tool. There was a tool somewhere in this cloner, I forgot now where is it actually. Yeah, it's a mesh tool. If you go to mesh tool, you can of course select this sphere as a mesh where you wanna actually project the grass onto. But as you can see, it's projecting the grass on the inside instead of doing it on the outside surface, and I wasn't able to fix that going to modeling and going to, how it's called, just a second, going to attributes and flipping the normal. That was not an option, so I had to, you know, play with the cloner settings, and I found that the sphere uniform is the best layout for this. And the big issue here was also, the big issue was that I also had to scale the grass from 1 to 0.02. You can see my screen goes dark because everything fails if the grass is so large. And I also had to apply some rotation in order for the grass to actually be at least to look normal to this surface. So if we go to 0.00, you can see that the grass is being cloned in a very bad way that doesn't do any favors. So was it minus 90 and 30? Yeah, I forgot now. What the hell? Let's go back and see what number was this. So it was minus 90, minus 30. You just gotta play with these rotation numbers and make sure that the grass is pointing into the right direction. Now, one thing that we cannot solve in this in my animation, it's not an issue, as you can see. Just a second, let me unhide the sphere. It's there. Okay. It's not the issue that this cloning is still putting the grass in a very patterned, you know, very calculated shape. As you can see also from the top, so I wasn't really messing around with these options, but this is also something that can cause very repeated and very obvious shadows. Like I said in my example, that was not the issue, so I wasn't paying attention and taking too much care about it. Orient mesh was also, as you can see, enabled for everything to work. And the last thing probably was this effector. I wanted when my fence panel hits the ground, I wanted my grass to have this effect, like it really it's kind of like the earthquake effect that's affecting the grass from, of course, the hit of this model. And I achieved this with the effector. Let's find the effector. Effector was torus. Let's also visualize. Just a second, let's see, where is it? Yeah. As you can see here, I had to scale the torus a lot on the vertical axis, and I also had to animate the torus radius, inner radius and outer radius. Let's go to the sequencer. As you can see in the beginning, not to affect the grass, I have put every single number to the 0. In couple of frames I've expanded inner and outer radius as well as this one, and I've decided to left it at 10 and 50 for the end, and only at the end expand the torus radius, which in the end provided me with this effect. Also, mode was offset, and to achieve this kind of moving of the grass, it was actually a scale of 1.7. So that's the breakdown of that one. I'm gonna hide this visualizer for the torus. That's the effector. I had some text that I don't want to show now, it's not really important. And the last thing was I did the camera shake, as you can see, starting from somewhere around here and ending there in a big delay, how it's called. Camera shake, let's see the camera shake settings. So 115 for location, 112 for rotation, the duration is 175, blend in 0.1 and blend out 1. So that's pretty much all for this video. I hope this was useful to you, and that you have also, like me, fixed the issue with improper lighting and shadows.